Greetings, my fellow aliens. My name is SCP-99 and this is my research partner, SCP-85. Today we will be observing the distant planet of Earth, located in corrosion 9522, also known as the Milky Way galaxy. The native species of that planet, humans, don't inhabit such amazing technology like we do, but instead they rely on the systematic cycle that keeps them running. As they say it, hydrated in order to live. We will be taking notes on this cycle and hope to achieve a better understanding of their strange ways.
According to the Earth archives, the planet is literally covered with a liquid known as H2O. This liquid occasionally flows across our land in the forms of rivers or streams. When Freelancer 115, otherwise known as sunbeams, the sun, beams down heat energy that radiates towards an H2O molecule, the liquid turns into some sort of gas while it is gaining energy. However, this gas still shows signs of H2O, so we can only assume that there is some sort of black magic involved. That, or the water vapor as the humans call it, is a variant of the liquid. According to our data, the only logical explanation for this is that the H2O molecule, now filled with the sun's light energy, converts it to heat energy, which it then conducts towards other H2O molecules around it. This makes the water molecules gain energy. This action makes the H2O molecules move farther apart and evaporate, giving it its gas-like form. Since it has turned into a gas, the H2O loses energy and is less dense, giving it the ability to float to the clouds. Other ways that this can happen is if the plants of planet Earth emit tiny water droplets from their stomata, which are small openings under their leaves due to the sun's heat energy causing the water to evaporate. In this process, H2O molecules gain energy. This is known as transpiration.
In further study, the water vapor begins to float up into the air, around the same level as Atlas 6500, or in human terms, clouds, in which the water vapor condenses. As water vapor cools, it becomes little water droplets and H2O molecules lose energy in the atmosphere, forming another cloud. This happens because the condensed water vapor molecules don't move closer or farther apart. Further inspection upon Atlas 6500 has led to the immediate action of protocol, Cloud Atlas, which is to take samples of the Atlas 6500.
This next stage in the so-called water cycle, or as we call it, Project Epsilon Beta, is known as Stage 0101, otherwise known as the precipitation stage, in which the clouds produce more H2O, but instead in the form of either rain, hail, or snow. Therefore, it doesn't gain or lose energy. It can be both. In this process, water molecules don't move closer or further apart.
Through our observations, we have discovered that the water molecules are constantly changing state. For example, when the sun gives off light energy towards the water molecule, it turns into gas. Precipitation occurs when some of the water molecules in clouds become more dense, enabling it to fall towards the ground as either rain, hail, or snow. When the H2O in the clouds keep on gathering more ice shells around it, it becomes more dense and falls towards the ground. Further testing will be made to see the effects on whether the H2O-23 or the hail, as the humans classify it, are lethal towards our human test subject number 102. This will be fun!
Despite the fact that the precipitation from the clouds goes into the sea, what happens to the water that doesn't? Or rather, what happens to the water that ends up on land? There is a little energy involved. Well, there's two ways that the water can make its way back towards oceans, lakes, or rivers. One way is that the water, on a slope, for example, naturally streams down into a drain or into a river. This is called runoff. In this process, the H2O molecules don't gain or lose energy, and the H2O molecules don't move closer or further apart. Then the cycle continues.
The second way that it reaches a river or a slope is called infiltrating into the ground. And once it's in the ground, they travel towards aquifers, or which we classify it as X199, which are basically large underwater lakes that lead towards the surface.
Before we leave, there is something really important that you should keep in mind. Convection is the movement of gas or liquid that goes up and down due to heat transfer. For example, as the gas or liquid heats up, it usually expands and rises because it is less dense. While the H2O molecule moves farther apart, it gains energy here. But as it cools, it shrinks and becomes more dense, making it sink. It loses energy, and the molecules move closer together. It usually occurs on the surface of water when the heat energy from the sun is radiated towards the water, in which it changes state to a gas.